Hey everybody! Hi everybody! It's Dr. Lisa. I'm Dr. Lisa Rodenberg. You can call me Dr. Lisa, and I'll be your instructor for 16-375-501 Environmental Science Analysis. This class used to be cross-listed with Dr. Euchren's class, but it's not anymore. So you might run into some of the old guard who'll be like, oh, I took that class. No, it's different now. So just be aware of that. It's, totally different now. So 375-501 is completely, and I mean completely, online. There are no synchronous meetings that you have to attend. There will be office hours that are optional. I hope that you will come to office hours. I think you should plan on coming to at least some of the office hours because in my experience, you won't make it through this class if you don't come to at least some of them. And you will also have some team meetings in order to foster collaboration and get you guys talking to each other. I'm going to organize you into teams. Actually, you're going to self-organize into teams, and those teams will meet, but when they meet is totally up to you. So we're totally online. You will never, ever have to come to the Rutgers campus if you don't want to, and that's to accommodate people who work full-time. So, you can go on to the Canvas site, and there's lots of information in there about exactly what kind of computing resources you need. I've tried to keep this very simple. I've tried to keep it free. There's no textbook. All the software that you need should be free. If you have a Mac, you may have to use the virtual PCs. Even if you have a PC, you may end up finding that you want to use the virtual PCs. There's information about how to do all of this in the announcements. And if you have any confusion about any of it, just let me know. So I've tried to make this very easy for you, so it's not going to cost you any money. You're just going to need a decent laptop with a good internet connection, so that you can come to office hours and upload your assignments. So the way this class is structured, again, it's totally online, and there's no face-to-face lectures, right? No synchronous lectures. So the way it works is each week is a module. And if you look at each module, you'll see that first I introduce a tool to you. I explain to you what it is, how to use it, how to interpret the results. And then the second step is I give you an example data set and let you play around and do it yourself with data that I know is going to work. Usually I've given you the example. I've got a YouTube video where I use exactly that data and the code that are provided to do whatever needs to be done, so you can follow all the way through. And then the third step is for you to take that tool and apply it to a new data set, your data set. So if you have data of your own, that's terrific. You can use that. If you're a lab person who's collected your own data or whatever, you can use your own data. If you don't have your own data, the first 2 weeks of the class is all about finding some data. How do you harvest data from the internet and put it into a format that you can use? So one way or another, you're going to come up with some cool data and you're going to analyze it using the tools of this class. So that's the format. I hope that it makes sense. So there's always going to be difficulties, right? Especially, I know a lot of you are having anxiety about the fact that we are going to learn a little bit of programming in this class. So first of all, I don't expect that you know any programming at all right now. It's absolutely fine if you're starting at ground zero. That's where I was starting from not so long ago. I had to learn how to program in order to teach this class, and I'm still, I'm a work in progress. I'm doing the best I can, but I'm not by any means an expert. So we're going to figure it out together, and I don't expect that you know anything, and I do expect that there will be some growing pains. That's what the office hours are for. So I hope you'll come to office hours whenever you get stuck. But again, I'm also going to organize you into teams, and you're going to have a lot of say in which team you end up on. So you might want to pick teams where you can balance each other out, like one person is a good programmer, but the other person knows a lot about Excel or something like that, just to try to balance each other out. So you'll have each other as resources. You'll have your teammates. You can also work with anybody from the class. And when you upload your homework, you'll be able to see each other's homework, and you can go look at the homework from people who took the class last year. So there's lots and lots of resources that you can use as examples to show you how to do whatever it is you're trying to do with your data. You have your teams, you have last year's homework and this year's homework to look at, and you also have me in the form of office hours. So I hope that you'll have plenty of help to help you, get wherever you need to go. So my office hours, right now the homework is going to be due Monday evening. I say it's by midnight, but really it's got to be in by Tuesday when I log on to my computer at 9 a.m.-ish. So as long as you turn something in by Tuesday morning, you'll get, you won't be charged any late points. And that's just to force you to keep up with the pace of the course, because we all have a lot more experience with online courses now, and I know that one of the pitfalls of an asynchronous course like this is that you could just put everything off until the last minute. And I don't want you to do that. So to force you to keep up with the pace, I want you to turn something in on the due date. It doesn't have to be perfect. I will let you go back and revise it and make it better over the time of the course, but I just want you to at least give it the old college try and turn something in on time, because otherwise you're going to fall further and further and further behind. I don't want that to happen. So I'm here to help. That's my job. I will do everything I can. So obviously there's homework due every week for the first, I think it's 12 weeks. And then after that, you are basically working on your independent project. So your independent project is going to be using the tools of this class to analyze a data set and write a paper about it that says, something, tells a story that you've gleaned from your data based on applying some of the tools and techniques that you learned in this class. That'll be the final assignment. It'll be due just before Christmas, and there is no final exam. So that's all there is to it. Questions, anything you need, send me an email, Zoom with me, whatever you need to do. So today is August 3rd of 2021, and my husband went back to the office last week for 3 days. And then he was at work today, and they came by and they said, you don't have to come to the office anymore. Because of the variants and everything, he's basically being sent home again. So I'm hopeful that we're going to have a good spring. But the good news is that because this class is completely online, we will be unaffected by all of these COVID things. And everything should be fine. Right? Everything's going to be fine. So I look forward to working with you this semester, and I keep my fingers crossed that we're going to have a nice, smooth semester. But be assured that if the shit hits the fan, I will be here, and I understand that we're all going through tough times. If you need accommodations, if you're going to be late with home assignments or whatever, just talk to me. Just tell me what's going on, and I will accommodate you. All right. I will see you all, I hope, very soon.